Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. On the last episode, we were out here in the Dune Sea. We did quite a bit, several Sand People fights. Got trapped by the Genoharadan hunters. Wound up getting wound up getting ambushed by Sand People several times. Saved the sand crawler operators from the Sand People, and got just kind of some rough fights with the Sand People there, but we got through them, and now we are heading back to the Ebon Hawk. We're gonna have some interactions with some of our crew members, and then we're gonna go, I believe, to Dantooine to go after whoever the Genoharadan target is there. Yeah. HK and Kansas, side by side.
Statement. HK-47 is ready to serve, Master.
You don't need to call me Master, you know.
Query. Don't I? I was under the assumption that organic meatbags such as yourself enjoyed such forms of address.
Organic meat bags?
Retraction. Did I say that out loud? I apologize, Master. While you are a meatbag, I suppose I should not call you such.
You just called me a meat bag again.
Explanation. It's just that you have all these squishy parts, Master. And all that water. How the constant sloshing doesn't drive you mad, I have no idea.
Well, actually, neither do I, come to think of it.
Statement. Now do you understand the travails of my existence, Master? Surely it does not compare to your existence, but still.
I survive. Somehow.
Commentary. As do I. It is our lot in life, I suppose, Master. Shall we find something to kill to cheer ourselves up?
I'll save another war story for later with Candace, and we'll go talk to Juhani.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
What are you thinking about?
I have been thinking much about our journey, and I am grateful and honored that you have accepted me with you. I am not used to such unbiased acceptance from one who is nearly a stranger to me. We Cathar do not make friends easily, or for long. Even on Dantooine, I remained alone. Not ostracized exactly, but separate.
Tell me more about your people.
In truth, I have lived in the Republic too long, and I know little. I never met any others of my race other than my parents. But we are not diplomats. We do not deal well with groups. This situation is new to me. It is warming. I feel almost welcome. Needed. You seem to be very decisive when it is required of you. It is reassuring to know that I can count on someone like you.
Hey, we're all in this together here.
Yes, and that is my point. I find it difficult to explain. It is so different from what I am used to. Just thank you for accepting me.
You're welcome.
Got something on your mind, dude?
You mentioned something about your adventuring days.
Did I say that? Strange the tricks memory plays on you when you get older.
So you weren't an adventurer then?
Didn't I say that my past was my affair? You don't see me poking and prodding you with questions, do you?
But you've already said so much. I'm curious.
I'm not here to satisfy your curiosity. No staring at the old man. That's what the sign says, damn it. And besides, you don't really want to hear about me. We're talking ancient history. Probably before you were born. History bores kids. Proven fact.
Yeah, well, old people love to talk about history. Proven fact.
Oh, fine, fine. Have it your way. Just don't cry about it later. Yes, I was an adventurer. Happy now? I wasn't even done with my Jedi training back then. I had a full head of hair and an eagerness to see absolutely everything. Sound familiar? The Council was never happy with willful, brash Jolee Bindo, you see. Even less so when I began my smuggling career.
You were a smuggler?
Don't look at me like that, damn it. I wasn't always the wrinkled coot I am now, you know. I can still fight, too. So wipe off that smirk I see there. At the time, the Yukata system was interdicted by its own king. He preferred to keep his people starving and poor, all the better to oppress them. The Senate was trying to negotiate a peace, but they were getting nowhere as usual. I decided I wasn't going to wait. I found myself a ship and a partner, and we began smuggling food and supplies to the Yukata citizenry through the blockade.
I'm sorry, it's just hard to believe you actually did that.
Why not? There were millions of people crying out for aid. What else was I supposed to do?
Where did you get the credits for all the supplies?
Well, we didn't buy all the equipment per se. Some were happy to donate goods. Some we just knew had more than they could use.
So you stole the food?
Stole is such a harsh word. They would have donated those goods readily enough if they were compassionate. I considered it a tax on the greedy. We only got caught once. A lone Yukatish frigate shot us down and forced a crash landing. I thought the Force had abandoned me, as I remember.
So what happened?
Well, as it happens, getting shot down turned out to be very fortunate. That day was the day
The day you what?
Well, that was the day I met my wife.
Your wife? You were married?
You know another way to get a wife? But yes, that's when I met her. If it's all the same to you, I prefer to stop talking now. My mouth is starting to draw flies.
Alright. Karth, maybe. I gotta go up there anyway to leave the planet.
How can I help?
Do you want to talk?
About my mother? I'm unsure. I seem to find it difficult to remain objective when it comes to her. I find that disturbing. Then I suggest we move on.
Yes, what's on your mind?
Never mind.
You got it.
Dantooine. I might as well have Jolee and Juhani. Oh boy.
Excuse me, have you seen a mechanic about? Short fellow, bald. I've been looking...
Well, I'll be a Wookiee's uncle. Davin? Davin Coaches?
Jolee? Jolee Pinto? Why, you old freak. Last time I saw you, you were still wandering the galaxy in that old tug. I thought you were dead, old man.
I crashed somewhere and decided to stay.
Yeah, I'll just bet. Damn, old man, you look exactly the same as the last time I saw you. You pickle well.
You're too kind. Not the young lad anymore yourself, I see.
Care to introduce us to your friend, Jolee?
What are you, deaf? His name's Davin. Old friend from my Wanderer days. By the by, Davin, I really should be running off.
Of course, old man. Oh, wait. If you've been traveling in this sector, I suppose you heard about Sunry?
No, why? What's there to hear?
He's been picked up by the Selkath authorities on Manan for murder.
That's preposterous.
I know. Laura is beside herself, as you can imagine. Maybe you could help them. I'm sure Sunray would appreciate a Jedi's assistance right about now.
Perhaps I will at that. It's up to my friend here, actually. I'm just tagging along.
We could check into it next time we're on Manan.
I'd appreciate that. Sunry's an old friend. I'd hate to see him hurt.
Same here. Well, it was good to see you again. Give my regards to Alora if you see her.
I will. Be safe, old friend.
Your wish?
Alright.
Sure.
Achuta, wonga kun bistulpi kikuyana, dong patugas maktelia, ronda di hotonga kun hunkabi, wana kun bez ching palamule, tungking ba nunotak, tukning chatukunne mulerabes. Jeda badawana ni dibobo, dong nabungsha nununya, dong patukas maktelea. Ka chikun ita donga, iking kuno ba mulera chikun. Slimo podona rundi hodunga ku hunkabe. Achuta, wonga kun bistulpi kikuyana. Dong patugas maktelea.
Let's see what you got for sale.
Jeda badawana ni dibobo, dong nabungsha nununya, Tung patukas magtalea, mucho siyak pakat. Kiyeno no namapaule rachikun.
I will buy that. Talk to the council, see if they have anything interesting to say. Are they unhappy to see me, perhaps?
Shen, Matale, and Rahasia Sandral have fled their feuding families and asked for sanctuary here in the Enclave. The Council has granted this request. I have heard that it was by your actions that they managed to escape, and I must congratulate you for avoiding a potentially dangerous situation.
Thank you.
Shen and Rahasia have been granted asylum here at the Enclave until they can find a way to deal with their families. I hear you had something to do with that. It is the way of the Jedi to provide help to those in need, and you seem to have lived up to this duty. I congratulate you, Padawan.
Rahasia Sandral and Shen Matale have come here seeking shelter against their families. The Council has decided to give it to them. Their love for each other was being denied by overly possessive parents, and we learned that it was only by your intervention that they managed to escape here. While it is regrettable that the fences between the families were not repaired, it is good that these two young lovers can live their lives free of oppression.
Greetings, young Padawan. Have you come seeking knowledge of the past? Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it, or so they say. As chronicler of the Academy here on Dantooine, I find your quest for knowledge admirable, but I do not want to overwhelm you with the long history of the Jedi Order. You should ponder the history of Revan. It contains many lessons you may need if we hope to defeat Malak and the Sith.
Don't worry, I'll find a way to stop the Sith.
Your confidence is admirable, but you must guard against pride and arrogance. These lead to the dark side. Revan's tale shows us how even the greatest of Jedi can fall to the dark side. You must always be on guard against the evil that dwells within you. Think hard upon this lesson.
I will think on this, Master Dorak.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you in your quest.
Alright. That's all they had to say. Yeah. So now, who are we here for? Zuulan. The noble estates.
Rahasia Sandral is a nice young woman, but her father has been keeping her at their estate since her... Really? Could be a hard fight.
Your wish?
sign of the guy. I reckon I'm gonna set off his alarm. Quite an interesting speeder. I'm the one who set off your speeder's alarm. Yes, I'm Nephthraden. Why should I let you live? Sorry, Zuulan. Groveling doesn't work for me. Back we go. Easy enough, guys. Easy enough. See if we can talk to Shen and Rahasia. Be our one.
Rahasia and I cannot thank you enough for what you've done for us. Now we will finally have a place to share our love, without fear of reprisals from our families.
So what are your plans now?
We will stay here for the next little while. We're still hoping our parents will learn to set aside their differences and welcome us back into their homes. If they do not, well, perhaps we will travel to Coruscant or to the core worlds and make our fortunes there.
Fair.
I am sorry we have nothing of value to give you as a reward. Our families have cut us off completely. Had the Council not taken us in, we would be foraging in the wilderness to survive.
Any wedding plans?
We are waiting before the ceremony. Hopefully in time our fathers will agree to attend. If not, we plan to have a small, simple ceremony. You will be invited, of course.
Oh, thank you. Much rather go to that than the wedding of Elise and her droid. Yeesh. Next is trees. Good place to talk.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
Just wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Tell me anything more you care to say about your past?
Well, I mentioned before that my parents had fled to Taris. Perhaps I can tell you about that.
Yeah. Please do.
In the early days of the Mandalorian War, there had been fighting closer to the Outer Rim worlds.
Your people were in that region?
Cathar was there, yes. My people had a great reputation as warriors, and that appealed to the Mandalore version of honor. They sought to test themselves against us, I think. Test themselves by bombing our world, slaughtering my people while they slept or while they ran.
The Mandalorians fought dirty, it would seem.
They swooped down from space, across the world, firing at anything that moved. They used ships in space to destroy all orbital facilities and bombard the surface. We did resist, and in spite of their violent attack, we did stave them off for quite a while. But in the end, we were doomed.
Why did the Republic not help you?
We were not members of the Republic. Cathar was beyond the edge of the Republic, in the Outer Rim. And besides, they could not have known. Our interstellar communications were the first things the Mandalores hit. All other short-range communicators were jammed. We were on our own. We knew what was coming. We had fought the Mandalorians in the first war against Exar Kun and the Sith. We knew there would be no mercy for us. The most we could do was pack the few of our people who survived onto what few ships remained and send them off into space as fast as they could. Most did not make it.
An absolute atrocity.
My parents carried me as a baby with them and were lucky enough to escape. They fled as far as they were able and eventually settled on Taris. They could stand running no further, I think. But Taris was a horrible choice. Dominated by humans, intolerant of other species, it made everyday life unnecessarily hard.
Taris is no place to raise a child, for sure.
No, it is not. But they had little choice. Each of us dealt with it in our own way. My father turned to stimulants. He spent much of his time in local bars and dives. But we are warriors. It runs through our blood. And when he was on stims, he became foolish. He let his warrior nature get the best of him. So he would get intoxicated, and he would fight. And finally, one day, he would die.
He died?
Killed by a man who provoked him into a fight and killed him like an animal. I am sorry. I cannot talk about this any longer right now.
Sorry, Juhani.
Got something on your mind, dude?
You mentioned something about your wife before.
I don't want to talk about that.
Sorry. Maybe we can talk about it later.
Maybe, but I doubt it. I'm made stubborn that way.
Alright. Alright, guys. That is going to be it for another episode of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. On the next episode, we will be going to Kashyyyk to get our Genoharadan target there. Very secretive. Very, very secretive. But yeah, and then we'll be going back to Tatooine. But yeah, we got our guy. He was real easy to take down, but you know, he's a slaver. Had to go. You know, and the Republic's, the Genoharadan's best interest has the Republic's best interest at heart, we hope. That's what they claim to be all about, so, yeah. If you guys like what you saw, you know what to do. And I'll see you in the next one. Laters.